Hello, everybody. Perry back here with Cosplay Central at C2E2 with Adam Savage. How you doing?
Oh God, I hit your microphone. I'm
Look
so
how
sorry.
we're starting this off now. Are we back? Are we
My
back
hand-
on?
yeah, no,
Are we
sorry.
safe?
I was very excited for a second.
No, understandable. We're in a wonderful place with a whole lot of cosplay. So, cosplay questions for you.
Yeah.
What was the very first thing that got you into cosplay?
Ooh. So there's okay. The very first thing I ever made myself as a costume was a Baskin Robbins ice cream tub about this big, and I cut a hole out of it and made it a space helmet. I was probably 7 years old. But the first thing I needed to put on my body was a suit of armor from the movie Excalibur. I was like 14. My dad took me to see the movie, and I became completely obsessed. And I still have the lifelong obsession with armor, which then led to a love of safety equipment and spacesuits. I think they're all the same thing.
I feel like I should have taken more from that than this, but I kind of want to go buy a tub of Baskin Robbins, eat the entire thing, and then just turn it into a helmet.
I don't know if they'll sell you the whole thing.
I have my ways.
Yeah, no, but it's totally worth it. But they saved them apparently. I mean, I remember as a kid being told, oh, they'll give them if you ask. And I was like, really? And I walked in, I was like, could I have some tubs? And they gave me like 5 of them. And as a kid, it's like there's so much possibility in round cardboard tubs.
True.
Yeah.
What do you think it is about cosplay in general that's kind of created this excitement over this and this kind of community here?
Well, look, I feel like I'm still overall constantly learning about what cosplay means to me and also what it means to the people I engage with. But I know that it's about taking a narrative that meant something to you, that means something to you, and both putting it on you and putting yourself in it. And it's a weird thing to do, but so is acting. And so is fishing. See, I submit that all hobbies are weird when you scratch the surface because they reveal pieces about us that sometimes we don't want to reveal to each other. But coming here where you can put on your favorite hero or your favorite mashup or some deep cut like some minor character from the Thunderbirds and somebody recognizes it, you found another member of your Sangha, of your tribe. And there's so much I love the amount of encouragement and welcoming energy of the cosplay community.
So well said. That's why I love being at these conventions too. What was the most difficult cosplay you ever put together, and what was the most difficult piece of that cosplay? Like the teeny tiny item that you found the most challenging to, I don't know, source or craft, anything?
My alien spacesuit, which I wore in 2014 in San Diego, and almost got heat exhaustion in because it's basically like an anthropomorphic quilt. That took me 14 years and probably almost $20,000 of investment over that time in pieces and mold making and having patterns done, dyeing fabric, finding the lace broderie from France that they used as all these bits of research and all this time. And the helmet almost killed me, literally almost killed me because it didn't breathe at all. And I had air through it, but the air didn't work. And so it actually ended up being that my disguise as I walked the floor was just the sweat on the inside of my helmet obscured my face.
Wait, so 14 years, what was piece 1 that you worked on, and then what was like the final thing to cap it all off?
The first thing I started to do was patterning. I didn't build the soft suit, but I patterned it. And then my friend Danita took my pattern and made it actually work on a body. But the patterning itself was like 2.5 years. And eventually a friend who worked at Planet Hollywood got like on a chair and pulled aside a little piece that I asked him so I could see underneath it. And when he did, there was a little flower visible, and the flower made it clear that it was this edging of lingerie called broderie, which is a French thing that they still make, the thing that John Mullo was using in the 70s, and I found 70 yards of it and bought it. That was the very first piece that I figured out what it was.
I love that.
But this is the thing, every cosplayer could tell you this story, right? You can't find the thing, you're researching, you know it's familiar. And I think of this process as all a version of Rumpelstiltskin. Because once you've figured out the name of the thing you're looking for, you broke its spell, and it's now yours.
So, with all the cosplay you've seen over the years of attending these cons, has there ever been someone's cosplay where you're like, what is that piece of material that you're wearing right now? Because I need to use it.
Constantly. I'm constantly doing that. In New York Comic-Con last summer, Cowbutt Crunchy, she had this unbelievable headdress, and I was like, how did you do this brocade? And she said, 4 layers of 1mm foam on a cricket cutter sprayed with gold paint. And again, that's another thing I love is total open source, sharing of all information, no gatekeeping whatsoever, right? So I'm constantly noticing wonderful innovations and cool things. I just saw a Bucky. I just walked the floor as Captain America, and I ran into a Bucky Barnes, and I was like, nice silver arm. And then I noticed it was duct tape, and he was like, duct tape, and I'm like, yeah, it's perfect.
Do you have kind of like a white whale of a costume, something that you've always wanted to do, but still haven't kind of built up the resources or the nerve to give it a shot?
At any given time, there's a list of 5 or 6 things I'm dying to tackle. And right now, there's a spacesuit I want to tackle from comic books. And it's just like I need a solid week of time. I need a solid 40 hours to tackle it. And that's hard for me to locate in my schedule. At a certain point, I'll do it, and it's gonna be super awesome.
I want you to find that time, but it's a good thing you're busy. We need you out at these cons. I got a couple of get to know you this or that questions for you. They're extremely tough. Ready? Mm-hmm. Captain America or Iron Man?
It's Cap. Look, I love Iron Man for the same reason I love Batman, because their superpower is their brains. That's awesome. And to be honest, the plot of every superhero movie is that your power was never your power at all. It was always in your heart or in your head, right? Of course, that's the narrative. But I agree with Cap's politics more than I agree with Tony's politics.
Good reasoning right there. Let's go Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones.
It's Lord of the Rings. Look, the pitch of Lord of the Rings with boobs is genius. Like, just unlocks the secrets of the universe, but look, the Lord of the Rings is so fundamental for me and so primordial. And in addition, it wasn't just watching all 3 movies. It was getting all 3 extended editions and then watching all 6 DVDs versions of behind-the-scenes materials more than once and feeling like I knew all those folks. And then, to be honest, over the last 6 years, I've been going down to Wellington, New Zealand almost twice a year, and that's become my family. So it's all Lord of the Rings.
All right, here's a different one for you. Movie theaters or streaming?
Oh, movie theaters. Don't get me wrong. I'm at the age now where I love nothing more than going to dinner at 5:30, being home by 7:30, and then staying in. Like, that is so great. Nothing's more pleasurable to me at this age than canceling plans. But for the full cinematic, nothing beats the cinematic experience. Nothing beats being in that theater, having the candy, the shared experience. I went and saw Endgame in costume with my friend Kishore. That was the first time I've gone to a movie in costume, and it's not the last, because that was really fun.
What were you dressed as?
I was Cap. I was in my other Captain America suit. I was in my Civil War suit.
Oh my God, I love it so much. I've got to end with the most important one that's on my mind right now. Cats or dogs?
Oh, dogs. I've had many cats in my life, and cats are great. But there is no unconditional love like a dog's unconditional love. Not even a parent's, not a mother's. No love comes as clean as a dog's love.
My cat acts like a dog, so I'm not going to take offense to that answer.
I've met many dog cats. I've met many cats that are shameless, rub my belly, and those are great cats. Those are great cats. But yeah, dogs through and through.
I'm glad we could end insane.
Let me just put it this way. If you die in your house, your cat starts eating you immediately. Your dog's going to wait a while.
I am not going to get that out of my head now. How did we end like this? Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful time at C2E2.